Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Connecting the Dots,
the show where we try to make sense of what's happening in tech and, well, beyond.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan.
And it is Thursday, July 3rd, 2025. We've got some interesting things to unpack today.
We do. Let's start with a quick look outside. Here in Sacramento, it's actually pretty nice, mostly sunny, hitting about 90 degrees.
Nice day for it.
Yeah, but elsewhere, not quite so calm. Scattered severe thunderstorms are popping up across the northeast, parts of North Dakota too.
Okay.
And there's potential for heavy, maybe even excessive rain over eastern New Mexico, western Texas, and the western Florida peninsula.
Wow, okay. So a mixed bag nationally.
Definitely. And unfortunately, still seeing critical fire weather conditions over parts of the interior Northwest and the Great Basin. That's an ongoing concern.
Yeah, fingers crossed for those areas. Okay, let's look at the markets. As of today, Thursday, July 3rd, looks like some green arrows.
Yeah, some positive movement. The Dow Jones closed up, what is it, plus 127 points?
127.3, so up about 0.29% for the day. And the week looks good, too, up over 1.5%.
Nice. And the S&P 500?
Also up. Gained 8.80 points. That's 0.14% daily and a solid 1% for the week.
Okay, decent gains. And the one everyone's watching, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin also climbing. Closed at 109,927.64. That's up almost a full percent daily, 0.99%, and 2.6% for the week.
Wow. Still marching upwards. It's kind of remarkable, isn't it? Even with everything else going on.
It really is. Suggests maybe some underlying confidence or just continued interest in crypto.
Yeah, probably a bit of both. Capital finding places to go. It's dynamic.
Well said. And speaking of wins, how about those Giants?
Yes. Finally.
Snagged a win yesterday, July 2nd against the Diamondbacks, 6-5.
A nail biter. Close game.
Totally. Camilo Deval got the win. Good stuff. Shout out to Perdomo on the D-backs, though. Went 3 for 3. But hey, a win's a win. Go Giants.
Always feels good when they pull it out.
Absolutely. All right, let's shift gears now.
Let's connect some dots.
Exactly. Time for today's top tech stories, straight from our internal Morningstar report.
Okay, what have we got?
We're looking at 3 big things today. First, Microsoft. They're making some workforce changes, and we need to understand why.
Okay.
Then the drama continues with EA and the next Battlefield game.
Yeah.
It's quite a story.
Oh boy. I've heard whispers.
And finally, something pretty cool from Samsung, new foldable tech and some important software updates, especially around privacy.
Intriguing.
Okay.
Well, let's dive in. Microsoft first.
Yep. So Microsoft is planning layoffs, about 9,000 employees.
Okay, 9,000. That sounds like a lot, but what percentage is that for them?
It's actually less than 4% of their global workforce. Still, 9,000 jobs.
Right. And this isn't the first round this year, is it?
No, follows about 6,000 back in May, and I think over 300 in June. So it's part of a pattern.
And these cuts are across the board, different levels, different places.
Seems so. They're specifically mentioning reducing management layers, streamlining processes, minimizing redundancy.
Okay, standard corporate restructuring language? Maybe. But here's the thing. Microsoft is incredibly profitable, right?
Exactly. That's what makes it interesting. Their last quarterly report, ending March 31st, revenue up 13% to $70.1 billion.
$70 billion.
Wow. And net income up 18% to $25.8 billion. They are absolutely raking it in. So why lay people off? Doesn't that seem counterintuitive?
It does if you only think layoffs happen when a company's failing. But that's the key point here, I think.
Okay.
This isn't about Microsoft struggling. Not at all. It's more like a strategic shift. We're seeing this across big tech.
A shift towards what?
Towards efficiency.
Okay.
Think of it like tuning up a high-performance engine. It's already running great, but they want it to run even better, leaner.
So optimizing even when things are good.
Precisely. It's about efficiency over just, pure growth for growth's sake. Amazon did something similar, Meta too. It's a trend.
Okay, so it's not about the individual's performance being bad. It's about the overall structure.
Exactly. It signals that even the biggest, most successful companies are laser-focused on lean operations, maximizing profit, being really strategic about costs.
Right. So what does this mean for, the average person if you work in tech or run a business or just use Microsoft products?
Well, for professionals, especially in tech, it's a wake-up call, maybe. A reminder to stay agile, keep your skills sharp. The landscape shifts fast.
Adaptability is key.
Totally. For businesses, it shows that even giants are constantly looking to trim fat and restructure, even when profitable. It's about strategic positioning.
And for us, the users?
Indirectly, it could mean changes in the software or services we use. Maybe more focused development. Perhaps some features get streamlined or deprioritized as they reorganize. They're trying to get more value out of their existing resources.
Okay, so it's about strategic optimization, getting leaner, not a sign of financial distress. That's a really important distinction.
Absolutely crucial.
All right, let's move from corporate chess to, well, a virtual battlefield that seems to be having some real-world battles. EA's next Battlefield game.
Ah, yes, codenamed Glacier. Slated for spring 2026, but the word is it's having a rough time.
Rough is maybe putting it mildly. The reports are pretty wild. First off, the budget.
How much you're talking?
Well north of $400 million.
Whoa. Okay, that is huge. Most expensive Battlefield ever, then.
By far. And a big part of the problem seems to be these incredibly ambitious goals set by EA executives.
Like what? Bigger maps, more players?
They're apparently aiming for 100 million players.
100 million for a Battlefield game.
Yep.
But hang on, what did Battlefield 2042 hit? Like 20-something million?
22 million, yeah. And the most successful one ever was maybe 30 million plus. So 100 million is a massive leap. Even the developers are reportedly skeptical.
I can see why. That sounds almost impossible based on history. How are they planning to get there?
The strategy seems to be chasing the free-to-play giants, like Fortnite or Call of Duty Warzone. So a free-to-play Battle Royale mode is planned.
Okay, that makes some sense. Competing in that space.
And also a 6-hour single-player campaign. But this is where it gets messy.
Uh-oh. This studio originally working on that single-player campaign, Ridgeline, they actually shut down in 2024.
Why?
Apparently, they found EA's objectives, those lofty goals, just unachievable.
Wow. So the studio basically said, nope, can't do it, and closed.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
Now, 3 other EA studios, Criterion, DICE CE, and Motive, are working on the single player, essentially starting over.
3 studios on one campaign. And starting from scratch, that sounds complicated and expensive.
Right. And get this. Criterion, the studio famous for Need for Speed.
Yeah. Love those games.
They are now entirely focused on Battlefield. All hands on deck for Battlefield.
Wait, entirely. So, no more Need for Speed for a while?
Looks like it. This puts the Need for Speed franchise on its longest break since 1994.
Whoa. Okay, they are really betting the farm on this Battlefield game, pulling resources from everywhere.
It definitely seems that way. It's like, yeah, trying to build a new Disneyland's faster and cheaper, but finding it's way harder and costlier than you ever imagined.
That's a good analogy. So what does this chaos mean for us, the players? Well, for anyone looking forward to the next Battlefield, it could mean delays. Or maybe the game ships on time, but content is cut or it's buggy.
Another rough launch like 2042 or Battlefield V is something they desperately want to avoid, I bet.
Absolutely. That's probably why they're doing large-scale playtests much more frequently this time around, trying to catch problems early.
Makes sense. And for fans of, say, Need for Speed.
Yeah, tough luck for now, it seems. Your favorite franchise is on hold indefinitely while resources are tied up elsewhere. It shows the ripple effect.
And from a broader view, like for the industry.
It just highlights the massive risks and challenges in AAA game development. Huge budgets, intense pressure to hit competitor numbers, the danger of setting unrealistic targets. It's a high-wire act.
Definitely a cautionary tale unfolding there. Okay, intense stuff. Let's shift to something potentially more tangible. Samsung's future tech.
Yeah, let's talk hardware and software. Our third story is about Samsung, and it's got 2 parts. A potentially mind-bending new phone and some significant software updates.
Okay, I'm curious about this phone. What are we hearing?
So, leaks from Samsung's own One UI 8 build animations are giving us a peek at a trifold phone.
Trifold, like folds in 3 parts.
Exactly. Currently codenamed Multifold 7, but speculation is it might be called the Galaxy G Fold.
G Fold. Okay. Yeah. How does it fold? Is it like that Huawei S Fold thing?
Different. This one seems to have a G-shaped fold with 2 inward folding hinges.
Huh. Okay, try to picture this for me. 3 panels.
Yep, 3 rear panels. The left one has the camera, looks like a triple setup. The middle panel has the cover display, you know, the screen on the outside and a front camera.
Right.
And the rightmost panel is interesting. It's apparently just a blank panel, not a screen. It's designed to sit in the middle when it's all folded up, like a sandwich.
A blank panel. Huh. Okay, so it folds inwards twice. That's different.
Yeah, and the animations even show the hinges are different sizes. And then there's a warning not to fold the camera panel first, probably, so you don't damage the lenses or something.
Clever little details. So when might we actually see this thing?
Rumor is maybe as soon as Samsung Unpacked next week, July 9th.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So very soon, potentially. That's definitely pushing the boundaries. Less a phone, more like a pocket tablet.
Or, yeah, like you said earlier, a transformer. But that's just the hardware. Samsung's also working on software. One UI 8 Beta 3 is out for the S25 series.
Okay, so this is hinting at features coming with Android 16 later. What's new?
One kind of fun, maybe slightly gimmicky thing is an AI-generated birthday card creator.
Oh, tell me more.
It's part of their Now Brief feature. You can basically use AI prompts to create personalized birthday cards in different art styles, like watercolor, sketch, 3D cartoon.
Oh, okay. Using AI for little creative tasks, that seems to be a trend. Making things simpler, more personal.
Yeah, exactly. A neat little touch. But there's something much more significant in One UI 8, I think.
What's that?
A new focus on privacy and security, centralized in something called the Alert Center.
Alert Center. Okay, it sounds promising. What does it do?
Two main things, basically. First, privacy alerts. It'll actively notify you if an app is accessing sensitive stuff, location, mic, camera frequently, or maybe suspiciously in the background.
And it tells you which app?
Yep. Names the app specifically, and then it prompts you like, hey, do you want to review this? Maybe revoke the permission, puts the control back in your hands.
That's really good. Much needed transparency. What's the second function?
Security alerts. It acts like an advanced security dashboard. It'll warn you about potential malware, sure, but also about outdated software.
Like if you haven't updated in ages.
Yeah, even if it's been over a year since the last update for an app or the OS. It also flags unsecured accounts, reminds you to set up biometrics if you haven't. Find my mobile alerts.
So a proactive security checkup.
Exactly. And crucially, it gives you actionable buttons right there to fix the issues it finds. It's not just telling you there's a problem, it's helping you solve it.
Okay, that sounds genuinely useful. Like having a little digital security guard, as you said, watching your back.
Right. Proactive protection. So taking these Samsung things together, the wild trifold and the beefed up security hub, why does this matter for, the average person?
Well, the trifold, if it happens, is all about pushing mobile innovation. It could mean a much bigger, more versatile screen in your pocket for work or play. It's about what's next for phones.
Exploring new form factors.
Exactly. And the Alert Center, that's huge for anyone concerned about privacy, which should be everyone, really. It's a big step towards more user control, more transparency about your data, and device security. Gives you actionable insights.
Making security less abstract, more manageable.
Precisely. And even the AI birthday card thing, while smaller, shows how tech keeps trying to blend into our lives, making tasks easier or more personalized.
So lots to look forward to, maybe, at Samsung Unpacked next week.
Definitely builds the anticipation for July 9th. What else might they have up their sleeve?
We'll have to wait and see. Okay, let's quickly recap what we covered today.
Good idea. We started with Microsoft.
Right, those layoffs, which surprisingly aren't about the company struggling, but about a strategic push for efficiency, a trend we're seeing across big tech.
Then we jumped into the Battlefield mess. EA's next game, Glacier, facing huge budget issues, unrealistic targets, and development chaos that's even impacting other franchises like Need for Speed.
A real saga showing the risks of AAA game development.
And finally, we looked at Samsung's potential future. A really innovative tri-fold phone design.
The G Fold, possibly.
And the very practical, very welcome enhancements in One UI 8 with the Alert Center, focusing on user privacy and security, plus some AI personalization touches.
So connecting all these dots, what's the bigger picture?
Well, these stories really touch on major themes, don't they? Economic shifts driving corporate strategy, the pressures and complexities of the entertainment industry, the relentless pace of tech innovation in our pockets, and that constant push-pull around our digital security and privacy.
They really show how interconnected everything is, from boardroom decisions to the games you play to the phone you carry.
Absolutely. These aren't just news items. They reflect forces that are actively shaping your digital life, the tools you rely on, the entertainment you enjoy, and how you manage your online footprint. Maybe the thought to leave you with is, how are these currents affecting you, and how might you navigate them?
That's a great question to ponder. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.
Yeah, great discussion.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's that's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.